TDS is an important mechanism to collect tax at source. But what advantages it gives to the government? What advantages it is giving to the taxpayer? What are the consequences of not following the TDS rules and regulations or provisions of the Income Tax Act? So let us look into these points in this module. First, let us see the advantages. Advantages for the government: it helps in better tax administration. For every transaction, the person responsible for making the payment is deducting tax at source. Then it helps in reducing tax evasion. It helps in creating uniform cash flow of revenue for the government, which they can utilize for their developmental activities. For the taxpayer, it helps in better tax compliance. We know that every now and then, whatever income we are getting, whether it is salary, interest, dividend, anything, tax is deducted at source. So at the end of the financial year, we have to file our tax returns and we have to match with our tax liability. So we are reporting it to the income tax department, our income, our TDS, everything. Then it helps in uniform payment. It's evenly spread, and it's not one time payment. It's a convenient way of making the payment. If at all payments you have to make the income tax at one time, it will create problem for the assessee. Now what are the disadvantages? Disadvantages: it will reduce the immediate income. See, when you're getting that income after deducting the tax, it will reduce your immediate income. Then it is quite possible that sometimes the deductor may deduct the TDS, but they may not deposit to the treasury. So you will not get or they will depositing it late, or they are making some errors. Then you may not get the benefit of TDS. The certificate you will not get, so you will not get the benefit for that. So errors and wrong calculations can also create mistake. And if the employer is doing any mistake in depositing that amount to the treasury, then also it will create problem. Now what are the consequences of not complying with the TDS provisions? Either not deducted when the income was distributed, then deducted but not deposited with the treasury, or made some mistake while doing that, or deposited late. All this can be a wrong practice for considering the TDS. So the consequences will be: interest will be there, penalty will be there, disallowance of certain expenses when they are calculating their business or professional income. Then in serious cases, there will be prosecution also. So you have to remember, TDS is an important measure to collect the tax. But if you are not following it properly, consequences will be there. So it's the duty of the person who's deducting the TDS to follow the income tax provisions to get the benefit and to help the assessee or the taxpayer.